Hello everyone, and in today's video we are going to give an update on the severe weather for today and tomorrow. But before we can get into this video, I would ask you to subscribe if you do like daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family. But anyways, let's get right into this forecast. So right now we're looking at the Storm Prediction Center Day 1 categorical outlook. This is pretty much a severe weather risk for today. They have issued a enhanced risk for severe weather for this orange area. This is where most of the severe weather is expected today, and including that yellow risk. This is where most of the severe weather is expected today, especially in that orange risk and that yellow risk. And the more green, darker greener risk, you do have a more isolated risk of thunderstorms for today. You might see a couple of severe storms, maybe even up here in Michigan, but most of the area in the greens are expected isolated thunderstorms for today. Also, another darker green risk down here for parts of Mississippi and Alabama. That's where you're expecting also isolated thunderstorms for today. And then you also have a general thunderstorm risk around those risks right there. This is where you're expecting general thunderstorms. You're not expecting any severe storms for today, just some general thunderstorms, maybe not even lightning with these storms that'll enter the general thunderstorm risk, but of course some severe storms could enter that general thunderstorm risk. Now let's look at the tornado risk for today. They have issued a 5% risk of tornadoes in that brown area. That's where most, if any, tornadoes touch down, or probably be in that green or brown area. Most likely it'll be in that brown area, but tornadoes usually happen outside of it, which is kind of weird when they issue it. But pretty much this whole area you're gonna have to watch out for tornadoes today. Definitely a tornado risk for today. And the hail risk is, they've issued a significant risk and a 30% risk, so this is a pretty high hail risk for today. Let's talk about the significant risk. This is a hatched risk right here. That's in the black caged risk. That's what it looks like. This is where you're expecting up to baseball sized hail, and in that red area you're expecting up to baseball sized hail as well. So pretty big hail is expected today for that red area, in the significant risk area, and possibly in that yellow risk area. You could possibly even expect up to apple-sized hail with these storms today. And in that green risk, you have more isolated up to golf ball or quarter sized. It depends on the storm, but you usually expect quarter to golf ball sized in that green and yellow risk there. But you could also see some baseball sized hail in that yellow risk as well. Also, another 5% risk of hail in that green area down here. Just up to quarter size, so not very big hail for that area. You can go ahead and look at the wind risk for today, and there's 30% chance of wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour of wind gusts today, especially in that red risk, up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts in that yellow risk, and up to about 40 mile per hour wind gusts within the storms in that greener risk, and also up to 40 mile per hour wind gusts and up in that green risk down here. Pretty sure the storms that are in this risk down here are already happening, so I don't think there's any reason to talk about this area, but I'm just in case. We can go ahead and look at tomorrow's outlook, and they have issued 2 slight risk areas. A very big a slight risk area for parts of the southeast, Midwest, and the plains right there. Also down here for parts of Texas. There's main areas of severe weather for tomorrow going into Thursday. Also in more marginal risk, which is in the greener risk around that. So you're expecting isolated thunderstorms and then scattered severe storms in these yellow risks. Also your general thunderstorm risk around those risks. So you're expecting general thunderstorms in the light green risk. In the more greener risk, you're expecting isolated, scattered thunderstorms And in the yellow risk, you're expecting scattered severe storms. And then you've got the general thunderstorm risk for parts of the southwest of the U.S. You can look at the tornado risk for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be giving an update on this. We'll be going live today if the storms do, if they do, really threaten the parts of Michigan and this type of area over there. But there's a 2% risk of tornadoes in 2 areas so far. I do think they're going to upgrade to a 5% or possibly a 10% risk of tornadoes, because the models are really charging up for this. There's a lot of energy, and when I mean this much energy, there's a lot for these storms to develop off of. So these are going to be some pretty strong storms for tomorrow. Also, another 2% risk of tornadoes in those both green areas there. I do think they're just going to upgrade this to 5% risk or 10% risk or possibly a 15% risk of tornadoes, since the ingredients are all there. Also, for the hail outlook, there's 2 significant risks. One over here for parts of the Midwest, Southeast, and the Plains. Also down here for Texas, up to baseball-sized hail, especially in that significant risk of hail, and also in these yellow risks. You're also expecting up to baseball-sized hail as well. Up to about nickel-sized hail is expected up to in this green area. Maybe even golf ball-sized hail. It just depends on the storm. We can go ahead and look at the wind outlook. And the wind risk, 50% chance of wind in these yellow areas right over here. You have a 50% chance of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts in these storms. Also up to about 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts in these green areas. Now we're going to look at the future simulated radar for this severe weather outbreak. Alright, so now we're looking at the composite reflectivity, which is the simulated radar for this. We can move it forward. This is about now. Move it forward to about 4 p.m. going into 5 p.m. You're starting to see some thunderstorms start to fire up in these eastern parts of Wisconsin. And then you go a couple hours more, and then you start to see 1 hour ahead. You got a cell down here in Iowa. It looks a bit concerning. There's no more cells around it, and there's a little bit of severe that's showing already from it. So we definitely have to keep an eye on these certain cells that are developed, that are gonna develop between 4 and 6 p.m. today, and then about 6 or 7 p.m. and the storms start to really become widespread over and reaching from Wisconsin all the way down to eastern Iowa there. So we definitely have to keep an eye on these ones tonight. Also some more developing up here in northern Michigan. And then you got to about 9 p.m. These storm, or actually about 6 or 7 p.m. Going into 8 p.m. These really widespread storms across the parts of Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, going into Ohio even. This is the cell that I'm really concerned about. That's in southern Michigan. That's going to develop. It looks pretty. It looks like it's going to be pretty bad. Even about right here, the border of these Ohio and Michigan there. Also, some more stronger storms over here, becoming kind of a line and a cluster. Over here, you got on the back side some more severe storms. Going into the evening hours, late evening hours actually, and going into overnight. It looks like the severe storms will calm down a lot, just becoming more stronger storms. Lots of lightning with these also, since there's a lot of energy. If you did enjoy this video, I would recommend subscribing. If you do like daily weather forecasts, make sure to share this video with any friends or family. And also be going live today, so make sure to check that out. And I'll do an update on tomorrow's severe weather. But anyways, stay safe.